the best tasting radio show in all of South Louisiana. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku. Here we talk about all the food happenings around Acadiana. If you like food, tune in. You might learn something new. It was very weird to drive to the studio today and it be the same darkness outside as it normally is when I leave the studio. And right now, it's pitch black in the studio, and I just keep seeing figures pass. And I'm hoping they're not ghosts. I'm pretty sure they aren't. But if you hear a scream, I apologize. And it is a ghost. Joining me tonight as guest co-host is the kitchen guru at Rev Coffee Roasters, Mr. Alan Higginbotham. Thank you so much for coming back on with us tonight.
Hi, Tiffany.
How are you adjusting to the time change?
Well, not very well. I don't like when it gets dark this early.
I know. I enjoyed the extra hour of sleep. I was very
absolutely.
Appreciative, but it feels like it's 10 o'clock at night right now. And there's potentially ghosts walking around in Town Square Media.
Yeah, you're making me nervous.
We can't. I'm just saying, if you hear me scream, don't turn around. Don't turn around. We don't know what's happening. You took a break from Runaway Boucherie, which is happening right now.
Yes.
You went last night?
Last night, yes.
You were there. You left to come to the radio show to co-host with me. Thank you so much for doing that.
Of course.
And then you're going back out there.
I am. Yes, I'm going right back.
And this is your first year?
It is. Yeah. First year at Runaway Boucherie.
Okay. So what has been the coolest thing that you've seen so far?
Oh, I mean, the entire event is it's amazing. A lot of cool people, a lot of great food. I watched them actually butcher the cow and the pig today, which was kind of cool because I had never seen that before. And just the amount of respect that the animal is given, before it feeds crowds of people. But it's a beautiful weekend. This weather has been amazing.
Weather turned around quickly.
Yeah.
I wish we would have had this weather for Boudin Bourbon and Beer on Friday, but it's wonderful today. I've been seeing all the pictures on Instagram, so it's been like I've been there, but through social media, watching all the happenings out there. So this past Friday was Boudin Bourbon and Beer. This is my third year going. Another great year. It was just really hot, and I'm used to it. I think the first year I went, it was freezing. I was wearing a coat. Last year was comfortable. It was really hot this year. Let me tell you something interesting though. So I brought my boyfriend Ben with me this year, and he had a regular ticket, and I had to go in a little earlier with the media pass. So I'm getting in line to go in, and I was talking to him behind the gate, and then I turn around, and I almost run smack dab into Emeril Lagasse. So I was like, oh, my God. So I moved out of the way so he and his entourage, because he has an entourage,
of course,
that travels with him, could check in. And I stood behind them waiting to get in. And then I see Emeril point at Ben and say something. And I'm like, what did he just say to Ben? So after we got in and I got my pass, I texted him. I said, what did Emeril Lagasse say to you? He said, hey, how's it going? I said, really? Are you kidding me? Like, this is your first year going, and Emeril Lagasse talks to you.
And you're getting acknowledged by Emeril, right?
So Ben was pretty much the hit of Boudin Bourbon and Beer. Like, all the chefs loved his beard. He kept getting comments on his beard. Right away, he went over to Corey Bar, which is the booth that Dusty Lachele with Crawfish Town USA helps him. He helped him this year. He helped him last year. Corey just went nuts for his beard. He was like, it's Boudin Bourbon and Beards. He was like, this is, he was like, you have a great beard. So Ben is pretty much the equivalent of a little kid with women. He's like a chef magnet. Like, I realized this at this event. Like, you're a chef magnet. They flock to you because of the glory of your glistening silver beard. Right. Like, they love it. So then later on in the night, we're upstairs because they do the cigar bar upstairs. And that was also where Abita Beer had like their stouts. They had like a mint julep stout, chocolate stout, coffee stout. Like, that's where all their stouts were. And Ben's a stout drinker, so that we were up there. So he's drinking his beer and he's smoking a cigar, and this photographer comes over and he's like, "Can I take y'all's picture?" I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." He goes, "Mainly you," and points to Ben. I said, "Okay, so I'll just move out of the picture. Like, it's fine."
So by y'all, did he mean Ben and the beard?
Yeah, like Ben beard and his cigar. Like, he wanted to get a picture. He was like, he's like, "Act like I'm not here." And I guess he was just taking stock photos for next year, like to promote it. But I was just like, man, you're the hit of Boot and Bourbon Beer. And I was too tired. I didn't go to the after party this year. Kind of left early, too. But one thing that I learned this year so there's a lot of people that go in right away. And it's still light at that time. So if you're taking pictures, that's the best time to get the food and get pictures. And it was way better to go with another person, because what we did is I went to a booth and he went to a booth, and then he helped me take pictures, and that way we didn't get as full either, so we could go. But it was like 8:45. I was like, I need to try one more thing and then we can go. So we went and tried it, and I turned around and Ben has like 8 samplings because there's no lines at 8:45. So this is a tip for next year. If you can't deal with the lines, just wait until 8:45 when it winds down, and you can make a mad dash across all of them. So that's when we tried a lot of stuff. Some things that stand out. Okay, so a boudin tamale I think was my favorite thing that I tried, and it was the new chef at Emerald's new restaurant that did it. I have been saying for years that I think I love boudin, I love tamales. You could totally combine them. People told me it couldn't be done. It was done, and it was good.
That sounds good.
It was a really good tamale. Now, I will say I do not think there was any rice in it. So then the question becomes, was it really boudin?
Ah, yes.
And just not a regular tamale, but it was good. Nathan Richard with Kingfish did this pig's blood cupcake with lard icing. Okay, so that's the description. What are you thinking it's going to taste like from that? Are you thinking it's going to be like savory?
Oh, absolutely.
No, it wasn't.
Really?
It was sweet. So the lard icing, it wasn't like a normal buttercream where it was super, super sugary. It just had a light sugar to it. It was nice. I was like, why are we not making more lard frosting out there? This is great. So that was good. And then same thing with the cupcake itself. It was like a red velvet cupcake. Ha ha ha. Because, you know, it has the pig's blood in it. Couldn't taste the pig blood at all. It was a little denser. Again, not as sweet, but it was still a sweet cupcake. It was just like a mind twister, because when you're going in, you're thinking that it's going to be savory from the description, and it wasn't. It was sweet. So it was a really good cupcake. Nice. Too, but there was so much. A lot of people were telling me their favorite was this crab claw. It was a boudin stuffed crab claw. It was deep fried, and I mean, what's deep fried things are always good.
Yeah, and boudin stuffed seafood. That's always good.
There was also a squid, like a boudin stuffed squid, that I didn't get to try, but I heard that it was really good as well. So there was a lot of different stuff out there for everyone. I enjoyed the bourbon. Sazerac rye actually was out there, so I had a lot of rye. Those hangovers are the worst the next day. The boudin, bourbon, and beer hangovers are the worst, but it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to next year. It's one of my favorite events to go to. It's so much fun. All right, we are going to take our first break, and when we come back, we have more with Alan. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
From boudin to the best burgers Acadiana has to offer, it's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku, and joining as guest co-host tonight is Alan Higginbotham, the kitchen guru at Rev Coffee Roasters. What do you guys have going on in the kitchen right now?
We are serving homemade biscuits in the morning now. With sausage gravy and seasonal pastries. We've got a delicious chocolate chip pumpkin bread that just started serving. And we're still looking to grow the menu some more. I mean, I'd love to bring in homemade soups and things like that and expand the breakfast menu. But it's been a lot of fun being here.
You're kind of known for your soups, though, because you did the soups at Cafe Mosaic.
I did, yes.
Yeah. So we need some soups.
Absolutely. I'm working on it.
I'm a big soup fan, so I'm all about the soups. And I heard that you guys are opening a location in Baton Rouge in the new... there's apparently like like a restaurant stall type place that's opening up in Baton Rouge, and Government Taco, which Jay Ducote is behind, is I think y'all are going to be neighbors, is what I was hearing.
Yeah.
I know you don't know a lot about that, but
no, I mean, I definitely know about the location. Because it's like a food court kind of thing that's going to be in this office complex
like a food
type
stall kind of thing. Yeah. So that's exciting.
It is, absolutely.
Expanding like that. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. I want us to get a store in New Orleans so I can go work there.
Oh, sorry, Nate. I'm headed to New Orleans. That's where I want to be. It was announced this week that 3 restaurants here in Acadiana closed, sadly. Two Paul's Radically Urban Barbecue closed, and they've been around for 8 years. Grand Coteau Bistro in Grand Coteau closed. Chef Christopher Thames came on the show one time, and I think they had been open maybe a little over a year. And Copeland's, of all places, announced that they were closing this week. Though Copeland's said that they plan to do kind of like a grab and go, a counter service type thing, which... That's what the trend, what a lot of restaurants are doing now, because it's cheaper, to not staff a whole servers and a whole dining area. You can just go and get your food, and that's what more places are going to. A lot of them blame chains, they blame the oil industry, but it's a sad week. I noticed, I was kind of wondering this with all of the oil companies closing, how the plate lunch places along Highway 90 were doing, because I know that was a lot of their clientele. And a plate lunch place that I ate at a year ago along Highway 90 was closed. And a few of them have actually closed. So I'm hoping that this isn't a trend to more restaurants closing in Acadiana. Some are forecasting that it's just the start, and there's going to be others that are going to go with it. But it's sad. I'm always sad when a restaurant closes, because, you want them to do well. And
absolutely.
I always take it personally. I feel like I didn't do enough, but
right. And I love the variety, the scope of choices we have here in Acadiana, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So anytime a place goes under, it's sad that you don't have that choice anymore, and all those people are out of work. And yeah.
In this economic climate, what keeps you going back to a restaurant?
Good service, first and foremost. Yeah. I would say service over food to some extent. But good service. When a restaurant really knows how to take care of its customers, I think that's a great thing.
For me, it's food. The service could be bad, and if the food is good, I would still go. And then also cost lately too. And I mean, cost is factoring in a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
with my dining choices these days. So, that factors in quite a bit. I was at a restaurant this past week that was very expensive, and I felt like it was way over what it should be. And there was only like 3 diners.
Oh, wow.
In there. And I mean, I know from friends that are in the service industry, a lot of them are feeling it. A lot of people are now dining because, I mean, everyone's scared. I'm scared, at times of what's going to happen with the job front in Lafayette. So it's always a sad day. But when one door closes, another one opens or reopens. It was announced this week that Acadiana Grilled Cheese kind of teased that they are working on a merger with Steam Press Cafe, which is downtown on Jefferson.
Oh, right.
So it's not going to be far from you.
Right.
They said they're working out the details of a merger, and they're planning on moving into that location to combine the two. I'm ready for a Boudin Wrangler.
Yeah, I miss Acadiana Grilled Cheese.
So
God,
much.
the food was amazing
I miss them
there.
so much.
Yes.
Every time I see a grilled cheese place, I'm like, man, I miss Acadiana grilled cheese so much. The Boudin Wrangler was so good. And they had good hot dogs, too.
I never tried the hot dogs.
When they were at their brick and mortar location downtown, they had hot dogs, and they were good, too. So I'd alternate between a hot dog and a Boudin Wrangler. But, man, the Boudin Wrangler is like the best thing.
Yes, it was.
Ever.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so you've had it.
Yes, I have. Yeah,
So
several times.
it's a grilled cheese with Boudin and a fried egg, and then it had like the Wowie's dipping sauce. It was so good. I want one right now.
Yeah, I want one right now, too.
I am not Boudin'd out. So Neiman Marcus this past week on their website was selling collard greens for $66, which is hysterical. But on top of that, they sold out.
Wow.
So there was a market for people to buy $66 collard greens, and they sold out. My news feed has been like blowing up with this. I can't even imagine paying $66 for collard greens.
Well, the irony of it all, it's like sort of
like poor people
right,
food.
Right.
In quotations. And
right.
and I've seen that a lot of people saying that, like, this is poor people food. And I want to tell my grandmother, like, hey, you need to start selling your collard greens. Yes. Neiman Marcus will buy it for you and sell it for $66. I don't think I would ever buy anything mail order food wise for $66. Maybe chocolate, maybe Godiva chocolate. Maybe I would do that. But collard greens, and collard greens are so easy to make.
Right. And so inexpensive.
Right. Because, I mean, typically you can make a big pot of it. You put in odd pieces of meat, bones sometimes, and you just let it cook all day. And it's, hearty and will feed a large army, a small army.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's amazing. And I'm wondering about the people that bought it. Like, why did you buy this? I know that in New York right now, they're having this obsession with Southern food. And I'm wondering if it's a bunch of New Yorkers that bought collard greens. But
well, I feel like there's probably always a demographic that would buy something like that strictly because the price tag sort of implies that it must be great, right? Like, I see them like surfing the Neiman Marcus website and thinking, oh, $66 collard greens. These must be wonderful. Let me order that.
But then it becomes like say I spent the money on these collard greens and I got it. How are they going to taste better because you spent $66 on them, or are they going to taste horrible because you spent $66 and it was not worth it? Newsflash, it's probably that one.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it's mail order frozen food too. So I mean, how $66 wonderful can it be?
I want to get on their website and see what other food items that they're selling and the price. Maybe I'll do that at the next commercial break.
I didn't even know they sold food.
Yes, they do. Neiman Marcus sells everything.
Okay.
It's like do you need a getaway to Hawaii? Do you need a small engine plane? Do you need a trip to Paris? Like, they sell everything.
Okay, I didn't realize
it's crazy the things that they sell. So if you've been listening to the radio show, you know that I've been on the hunt for Ben & Jerry's pumpkin cheesecake ice cream, and I've been searching everywhere for it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my wonderful boyfriend found it for me at the Walmart in Broussard. They have it there. He said they had 3, so he took 1, so there was 2 left. Maybe, because I posted about this last week, and a lot of people were also excited and looking for it. But if they restocked, it could be there at the Walmart in Broussard, the Ben & Jerry's pumpkin cheesecake.
Sounds like I'm driving to Broussard. I have not, but it sounds so amazing.
So it tastes like, it has like the pumpkin cheesecake flavor, and then it's got the graham cracker swirl in it. So you'll get like the cinnamon and the graham cracker goodness.
Are there little pieces of pie crust in it?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's my favorite.
Yes.
I love when ice cream does that. Yeah.
Ben didn't like it. He said it tasted like pumpkin pie. And I said, well, that's good. I can have this whole pint now.
Right.
Fact,
how was that not a good thing?
After the show, I will be partaking of that and continuing watching Outlander. I'm obsessed with this show. Have you heard of the show Outlander?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I had heard about it, and I kind of started watching it, and I got into it, and then I got out of it. But I'm back into it. It was hard for me to leave to come to the show tonight because I wanted to stay and watch it. But yeah, pumpkin cheesecake is waiting for me.
Nice.
When I get off. So I'm super stoked about that. And then also, if you've ever wanted to try rattlesnake, Have you had rattlesnake?
I have not, but I would definitely try it.
They have rattlesnake sausage right now at Rodizio Grill. So you can go and check it out. And it was not bad. Like, I actually really liked it. It didn't have a gamey flavor to it at all. It felt like a lighter sausage. Like, it wasn't a super heavy sausage. It was nice. I would definitely try rattlesnake again.
Yeah.
They have their wild game fest is happening right now. And that was one of the things that they had on the menu, and it's for a limited time. So go get
I
it
have
while
yet
you
to
can.
try that restaurant. I haven't even been yet. So.
It's a lot of meat.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
And they also have salami and like prosciutto and like cheeses on the bar too. So and good cocktails. I really like the cocktails that they have there. I could just get cocktails and eat the meat and cheese off of the bar, and I'd be happy. And then get the cheese bread. They have like the little cheesy bread.
I love when a restaurant has a good and creative cocktail menu. That's actually one of the things that would keep me going back.
It's
to
a lot of Brazilian drinks, like it's caipirinhas and stuff like that, and different versions of that, and it's really good. Like their cocktails, and they have a really good wine list too, like really good wine list. So if you're not into meat, just go. I wish that you could just be like, hey, can I just get the meat and cheese off of the bar? That's all I want. Can I just fix myself a little meat and cheese plate and go sit at the bar and drink this bottle of wine? That's what I want to do there. I don't think that that's how it works.
That's not how it works.
I think that that's a good idea in my head. All right, we are going to take another break, and when we come back, we have more with Alan. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
And now, we talk about food. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Daku, and joining as guest co-host tonight is kitchen guru at Rev Coffee, Alan Higginbotham. So what has been the best thing that you've eaten so far at Runaway Boucherie?
Oh my God, I've eaten so much good food. For breakfast this morning, though, someone did a braised cabbage, and I'm not a cabbage eater. I'm not a huge fan.
Braised cabbage is where it's at.
It was so good. And, I've always said one of my favorite things about being Cajun is that, even our vegetables come with meat. When you do black-eyed peas or field peas or greens, we throw meat in there. And, so this dish was like 90% sausage and 10% cabbage. And I never thought I'd be having braised cabbage for breakfast, but it was so delicious. And, you just walk around that place and everything smells so good,
At Lucky Palace in Bossier City, they have a dish, and it's called braised cabbage. But the guy that brought us there was like, no, it's burnt cabbage. Like, you just order it. You say burnt cabbage. And I was like, really? Because it says braised cabbage. He's like, no, burnt cabbage. So we ordered the burnt cabbage, and it's like crispy, kind of charred cabbage, but it's a braised cabbage, almost like Brussels sprouts, like when you braise,
right?
How like the outer little leaves get like crispy and get the oil and so good. Like, highly recommend if you ever go to that restaurant that be one of the things that you get. And really, I don't know if you're supposed to say burnt cabbage or braised cabbage now, because he was so adamant that it was burnt cabbage.
What was the name of the place?
Lucky Palace.
Lucky Palace.
Oh, you missed my whole. Lucky Palace is another world. Like, it's an experience on itself. So my dad has been listening along with the show, and I want to give him a belated happy birthday, because the same day as Boudin Bourbon and Beer was his birthday, and he always listens to the show, and he gives colorful commentary along with the topics. So I'll share with you some of them. In response to the lard frosting, he said, my great-grandmother used lard in all of her sweet cooking. It was more available than butter or shortening. Well, I think we need to go back to that, because they knew what's up. And I kind of figured that. Like, I figured that's before butter, lard was used. And, hey, it's good stuff. It really is. Also, I've mentioned this before on the show that in New York, they buy coon meat to cook with, raccoon meat, and it's like a delicacy there in some places. So they cook it going with the $66 collard greens.
Have you ever had coon meat?
I have, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's very oily. I've had it barbecued, and not a fan.
Like
not
Nutra?
really a fan. I haven't had Nutra. Have you had Nutra?
I've had it, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've had it.
How was that?
It's very oily.
Yeah.
It's very gamey.
They're probably very related.
Yes.
Related on the odd meats to eat scale.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, not a big fan of coon. My dad, when he was younger, they used to have it. My grandmother would cook it like chip beef, like in a crock pot.
Okay.
And then add barbecue sauce to it. And he said it was wonderful that way. Like, and you couldn't even tell that it was different. Like, it tasted just like chip beef. So maybe if I get my hand on some coon, not expensive coon like they have in New York, that they buy in New York.
Yeah.
But hey, give me the hookup on some raccoon meat.
Yeah.
Because I happen to know some people that trap them, and my family does. Maybe I'll try it that way, and it's good. And then speaking of New York, they have a ramen restaurant that just opened up there that has you in these little cubicles, and you are not allowed to take pictures of your food, and you are dining alone. So what do you think about that concept?
I think it's a beautiful idea.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like, you're not allowed to have your
Yes.
phone. It is just quiet and just you and that food in a little cubicle. That sounds like a dream. It really does.
And you're all about the that dining aspect.
I really like dining alone. I really do.
I do too.
Yeah.
I learned to love and embrace it, and now that I'm in a relationship, I don't get to do it anymore.
Right.
And I kind of feel like I've lost some of my courage to where I could just go and dine alone again, and that kind of scares me because I love that I got to a point where I was like, yes, I will go and sit at the bar and eat, and it's great, and the whole idea of dining alone, and I'm a little scared that I'm losing that.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to go and dine. Maybe I need to fly to New York.
Yes.
and go check out this ramen restaurant. You will not see pictures of it because no pictures are allowed. I'll take a picture of myself outside the restaurant.
There you go.
This will be my Instagram picture going in. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, how does that work if you want to go with a group there? I guess you can't go with a group there.
I don't know. I mean, or maybe that's a whole separate thing. Maybe they actually do. I'm sure they probably allow groups, right? Wouldn't you think?
Maybe not. Maybe it's a really tiny place and there's only 8
maybe
cubicles.
so. Maybe so.
And so that's not an option. This is only an option if you are not with somebody. So it's not a date place.
Yeah.
You can't go there on a date or anything like that.
But I mean, it just sounds like such a, like a complete sensory immersion kind of thing. I mean, you're in this little cubicle, so the minute they put that bowl of ramen in front of you, I mean, the smell just has to fill up that little box that you're in, and you don't have to be distracted by conversation with your dinner guests. It's just you and the food, and
it's almost like the dining in the dark scenario where you're dining and you can't see what you're eating.
Right. Have you done that?
No, I have not. One of the doctors that I work for has done it before, and he said it was all right. It wasn't.
It seems
really,
awkward.
Yeah, he said it was very awkward. It was super awkward. It would be very awkward for me. That'd be kind of terrifying for me to not be able to see my food,
right,
and not be able to see the other people in the restaurant. That's kind of terrifying to me, way more so than dining alone.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, absolutely.
So maybe not the best idea for me, but maybe for some of you out there. I want to quickly, there is an event that's happening next Saturday, November 12th at Magdalen Place, which is in Abbeville. It's an event for Faith House. They're celebrating 35 years. Tickets are $50, and the food is being provided by Cafe Josephine in Sunset. And it's $50 a ticket. Zydeco Radio is performing, and the money goes to help their Family Justice Center. I cannot express to you guys enough the good work that Faith House does. They provide legal services to women in domestic violence situations, and it's just a good service. There's a halfway house that the women can go and stay at with their family, and, if I could give them all my money, I would. I'm just very much encouraging you guys to support this organization. October was Domestic Violence Month, so I'm realizing we're in November now. But so this is also going hand in hand with that. But if you're interested in getting a ticket, you can go online to their website at faithhouseacadiana.com and purchase tickets there. You can go on Facebook and search the event and get more information that way, or you can go to the Family Justice Center, which is downtown, and you can purchase tickets there. So pretty cool. I think they're doing a champagne raffle too, to where you can purchase champagne for a chance to win a ring and then drink champagne that way too. So I think it's pretty cool.
It's a great cause.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
A very, very good cause. I cannot say enough the good work that they do. Okay, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we have more with Ellen. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
She puts the wow, yum into words. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie herself on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku, and joining me tonight is the kitchen guru at Rev Coffee Roasters, Alan Higginbotham, who also does some pretty cool dinner parties from time to time. Have you done any dinner parties lately?
Not lately, no. I mean, with the relocation here and starting the new job and all that good stuff, it kind of put a dent in my my free time.
I bet. Man, that St. Patrick's Day one that you invited me to was great.
Well, I'll make sure I invite you to the next one.
Yes, please.
Yes, absolutely.
What was hilarious was the amount of Jameson that was there too. Because I think all of the guests brought Jameson. Like, all of them brought Jameson. And, I think somebody brought Guinness too. So it was crazy, the amount of Jameson and Guinness.
And we drank all of that Jameson, yes.
Okay, so during the commercial break, we got on the Neiman Marcus website to look at the gourmet food. So besides the $66 collard greens, you can also get Brussels sprouts with pancetta for $54. You can get a Texas meat sampler for $196. There was what did we say?
Oh my God, the twice baked potatoes.
So twice baked potatoes were $70. An enchilada dinner was $72. You can get tamales that will feed 18 to 24 people for $92. And then there was a holiday feast, exclusive complete holiday turkey dinner for 8 for $495. And you were saying that's not a bad price.
I don't think that sounds like a terrible price.
I concur. I disagree with you. I'm disagreeing. I feel like you can feed a family of 8 for Thanksgiving when you get the turkey on sale. For like $100 to $150 maybe.
Okay, fair enough. That you can, but I know, like, when I do Thanksgiving, like, there are usually
spend $500 on Thanksgiving.
I do
and can I
sometimes. Yes, like
year?
6 to 8 people, and I have been known to. Yeah, I've probably spent close to $500 to feed 6 to 8 people, and I had to put all the work into it, But I mean, not that was a bad thing. I love putting the work into it for Thanksgiving, but I don't know. It kind of sounds like a fair deal to me.
Complete breakfast feast, $200.
Now that's crazy.
And then we were also talking about, I should do that. I should cop out I can't do that. I'm making Thanksgiving. I'm making Christmas brunch.
You can't serve Neiman Marcus Thanksgiving. No, don't do it.
It's probably not gluten or corn free, which is what I'm going to have to do. We were both commenting, though, that the beef Wellington looked really good.
It does.
From the picture,
looks so good.
But I'm not paying $100 for beef Wellington. Not happening at all.
Have you ever tackled that recipe? Have you ever made it? No.
Have you?
I have not. No, I've never even eaten beef Wellington.
You don't I've seen it at a few places. I want to say that one of the more upscale grocery stores in town sells it in the deli, and I've seen it there. And I think I've had it maybe at one of the incarnations of Acme Taco. They did a version of it there, but I've never tackled it, and it's supposedly very hard.
Well, and so to me, it's just one of those like quintessential, like iconic American dinner party,
Yeah. If
dishes.
you were doing like a retro dinner party,
absolutely,
right. With some baked Alaskan,
right?
Too. But my luck is I would set the curtains on fire, like it would end tragically. Yeah. So
and you'd have to serve like martinis and scotch on the rocks.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you have you could do a retro or like a Mad Men.
That's exactly. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, like a Mad Men themed one.
And do it that way. That would be really cool. I feel like I have garlic seeping from my pores. I have eaten so much garlic. Okay, so Bread and Circus Provisions, one of their Kickstarter prizes was a back alley dinner, and they had the first one this past Thursday, and I went to it, and it was I think it was 5 courses. And so I've seen the hummus pizza. I've heard about the hummus pizza. I finally experienced the hummus pizza, and it is I'm kind of a hummus addict. This was probably the best hummus and pita in a pizza form that I've ever had. So the pita is just like pizza dough, and they cook it, and it's like slathered in garlic and spices and olive oil. And then once it comes out of the oven, they like put a big thing of hummus on top of it, and then they serve it like that. So it's like a pizza with the hummus, and you like pull it apart as you eat it and dip it in. And it's so crispy, like the outer edges are crispy, and you kind of scoop it in, and it's so good, but it's very heavy on the garlic. I could probably kill a vampire. I felt like that Thursday night. I was like, I can kill a vampire with my breath right now. It is so bad. And I loved it so much that I ordered it again last night through Waiter and had it delivered to my house. I will say it is better in the restaurant as opposed to delivery. So maybe not order it delivery. You kind of lose a little bit of the crispiness. But then the best part is once all the hummus is gone, like the center part that's had the hummus and the garlic and the oil, and it's like softer, and you can that's like the best part, the golden nugget.
That sounds so amazing.
Of the hummus pizza. And they have great pizza there. Okay. Somebody made a comment, and tell me if you agree or not, that there is no bad pizza.
I agree.
I do too.
I agree.
Even like Totino's, $5 microwavable pizza.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
If you're in the mood for it, it's good pizza.
Yes.
However, when you bite into Bread and Circus pizza and the dough, and it's hot out of the oven, and it just like the crust kind of pulls, and it's like a pillow, and it's just so hot and doughy and deliciousness. All pizza is good, but this pizza is
Manny is definitely doing
superior.
It right. Yes,
right.
absolutely.
So I will say that not all pizzas are created equal. All pizza is good, but his pizza is so good.
I had it twice. Twice last week.
So what pizzas did you have from there?
I had the Speck and Maz, and I had the Margarita. Margarita is just my favorite all time.
Margarita is what we had at the dinner. And then, so they had that. They did whole trout, which I'm not the biggest fish person, but it was good. The sweet potatoes that were with it were really great. They did an eggplant gnocchi. That was real good. And I was like, please. It was all carbs. Like this whole dinner was like carb. I was like, great. I'm having like all the starch tonight. I'm having all the boudin tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of salads in my future next week, I feel like.
Well, when I get back to the boucherie, they're doing Bread and Circus is doing a late night tonight. So I get Bread and Circus pizza tonight. Yes.
You're getting pizza at like 12 o'clock at night.
Yes.
God.
I'm so excited.
And then, so they finished it with their beignets. Have you had them before?
I have not. No, I haven't had them.
So they're thin and crispy, and they're almost like chips. And the way they served it was almost like it was popcorn. So I always say it's like a crispiness between popcorn and a chips, but it's not savory. It's sweet. Like you'll get that hint of lavender to it. It was really nice. I wanted to eat it like popcorn. Like I wanted to go, I was like, I want to watch TV and like just snack on this whole thing of beignets because that's super healthy. But at the same time, it was so good. Beignets isn't something that I would normally order as a dessert for a restaurant. So it was kind of nice that that was one of the the option for the course to dinner because I would have never tried it otherwise. But it was pretty good too. Have you not had their beignets?
I have not had their beignets. Have you had their chicken and waffles?
I have not.
Best chicken and waffles I have ever had at a restaurant anywhere.
Really?
They are so it's fantastic.
I don't get to eat there a lot because of my hours, so I have to kind of like soak it up when I can.
Right.
But, man, that pizza was so good. And then. So I had that pizza then. We ended up having pizza last night from Pizza Hut. So boyfriend ordered pizza from Pizza Hut, and then I ordered the hummus pizza from Bread and Circus, and we kind of ate them together. So he got the stuffed crust pizza. They have grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza right now. And it's really good. You're thinking that it's going to be American cheese, and I'm like, that's disgusting.
Right.
No, it's cheddar cheese, and it's awesome. Okay. So it was really good. So instead of mozzarella stuffed crust, it's cheddar cheese, and it's for a limited time. But it was good. We got that first, and I ate that, and then the hummus pizza came, and I ate some of that, and I still have some left. I have some left. I'm so excited.
I'm definitely going to be ordering that this week.
Yes, I will kill a vampire. Like you will. Like maybe it's not the best date entree, but then again, I'm kind of like, no, I would totally eat this on a date and smell like garlic, because if they love food, they're going to love garlic too. And I don't trust somebody that doesn't like garlic.
Right. Well, I mean, I have no problem, ordering the bread and circus pizza all for myself, because then I don't have to share it with anybody. So this definitely will not be a date night kind of pizza thing. It's going to be me, a bread and circus hummus pizza, and huge. Probably some Parks and Rec on Netflix.
Yeah, it's a huge pizza. Like you'll definitely have to eat it.
Don't underestimate me, Tiffany.
I had to make myself stop eating it at the dinner, because it was course one, and I saw that it was all carbs that we were eating. So I was like, I gotta stop eating this. Like, but I can't, because it's so good. It was like crispy, and the olive oil and the garlic. It was just so good.
Yeah, I almost scare myself with the amount of pizza I can put away in one sitting.
We've been eating pizza once a week, and that's why I go with there is no bad pizza. There is no bad pizza. Like, depending on your mood and your preferences and what's happening at the time, there is a
your budget.
Pizza. Right. There's a pizza out there for you.
Absolutely.
So I think Lafayette has its pizza game down right now with the amount, like, you can have like the glory that is bread and circus, or you can go when the grocery stores have the Totino's for like $5.
I hear great things about Pizza Artista. I haven't tried it yet, but I hear great things.
They had a pizza a while back called the Fig and Awesome, and it had figs and this balsamic drizzle on it. It was really good. They do really cool things.
That does sound really good.
I mean, the build your own pizza places are really cool, and you can get them fast, and they're relatively inexpensive too. So there's a pizza out there for everyone. There's a pizza out there. I'm telling you this. There is. So since you've moved from Eunice, what have you been eating in town? Because I know part of the reason why you were excited about moving from Eunice to Lafayette was getting to dine here and the different dining options.
Absolutely,
that we have.
yeah.
So what have you been dining out on?
I've been eating a lot of bread and circus, and I don't live far from bread and circus at all. So
that's dangerous.
It is, absolutely. I've been to Cafe Habana City a whole lot. I love that place so much.
They're so good. The Vaca Frita.
The mojitos.
Yes, the mojito.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten there in a while, and I don't think that Ben's ever had Cuban food. He had a Cuban sandwich from there when we went to the Latin festival, but I think we need to go. And I can just eat their vegetarian platter and be happy.
Those Cuban sandwiches are just out of this world.
Okay, I have to disagree. They're good.
Okay.
But Pepin's is far superior.
I haven't tried them.
And Pepin's is the closest that you will get to a Cuban sandwich from Miami.
Okay.
There. And on Saturdays, Pepin's does Cuban plate lunches, and they'll do plantain lasagna.
Oh my God.
Is an option. I think that that's what they've been doing on Saturdays for that. Now, Paticone, which is on Bertrand, have you had the arepas there? It's a Venezuelan restaurant. They're doing a plantain lasagna right now there too, and they've been posting the pictures on Facebook, and it looks really good. But have you had a Pepin's Cuban sandwich?
I have not.
Okay,
no.
You need to.
Yeah,
it's at
I
a
will.
gas station.
Okay.
On Ridge and West Broussard.
Okay.
So it's back there. It's a gas station, but it is the best. It's so good. It's.
I'm realizing I have so much food to eat.
Yeah.
Like.
Let me guide you on your journey.
Yeah, I'm taking notes here.
and tell you where to eat. But yes, Pepin's, and I'm not knocking Cafe Habana's Cuban sandwich, but Pepin's is better.
Okay. Well, I'll have to give it a try and figure it out for myself.
Okay, so where else have you been eating?
Okay, so okay, and judge me if you will, but I eat a lot of Cane's now that I'm here, because honestly, I mean, how can you not love Cane's?
I'm not gonna lie, I used to eat a ton of Cane's, so much so that I can't eat it now, but I do miss the sauce and the Texas toast.
Well, we don't have one in Eunice. So, and I mean, sometimes you're getting off work and you just want something drive-through that you can pick up. So I have eaten way too much fried chicken from Cane's since I've been here. But Cafe Habana City, Bread and Circus, those are the two places that I tend to keep going back to since I've moved here. I don't think there's anything else that I've really been hitting up, because since I'm doing the kitchen now at Rev, I eat constantly all day as I'm testing out new food and stuff. So, I go home awfully full sometimes.
Who did the apple blossom muffin?
Christina. She works in the kitchen with me. She did the little apple pie roses. So
it was so good because I was like, as a dessert, as a breakfast, it's both.
And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful little pastry.
Yeah. Are y'all still doing that?
No, we actually I just took them off the menu and I replaced them with an apple and bacon scone with a maple glaze.
Apple bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep things there. I'm trying to keep the menu kind of seasonal. You know, I'd like to see us switch out pastries and things like that as the seasons change. So,
have you been eating at a lot of downtown restaurants?
I honestly no, I haven't because I mean, like I said, I get
grilled cheese will be right there.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited about this. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me,
Alan. I know you left Runaway Boucherie and the fun to come and join me.
Oh, totally worth it.
And I know you're driving back out there. When did it end? When tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow night. Wow, yeah, I think there'll be people camping out there again tomorrow night. I won't be. I won't be sleeping out there tomorrow night.
Yeah. But thank you so much for taking some time out and joining us tonight. All right, that's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Join us next week, Sunday at 6 p.m. This has been Tiffany Deku on News Talk 96.5 KPEL, and this is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show. Thanks for listening, and as always, happy eating, Acadiana.